Top of the morning, afternoon, and evenings, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited to share the knowledge and resources we've been working so hard to create. To help us expand our reach and contribute delivering to valuable content, we need a small favor. We recently launched our YouTube channel to connect with our support even more professionals. If you could take a moment and click open an app, should be right above somewhere there, button, and view the video directly in YouTube, it would significantly boost our visibility and impact. Also, please help us grow a community by subscribing to our channel from YouTube and liking our videos, obviously, if you like what you see. Also, if you click the bell notification, you will learn about new and useful videos that we put on YouTube automatically. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you for helping us grow. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're moving into the thick of things where we're actually going to look at the private sector resume sections. This is where I'm going to take every section apart piece by piece, and I'm going to give you my suggestions on how to build it and move on from there. So you feel free to follow up step by step with this video as we're going through and adjust your resume accordingly. The first section we'll take apart is resume header and summary. So let's take a look at what it is about first. Displays your personal information as well as a summary of who you are as a professional and what are your areas of specialization. There are three primary points that I would like to mention in here. At the bottom, first of all, you see my header and a summary from my resume to give you an idea, and we'll be referencing it as I go through it. So the first point is your name should be easy to read, about 16-point font, and have a catchy title that covers your whole professional career. So make sure your name is clear to read, and this is your official name, or if this is your alias, how you would like to be called, that's fine as well. However, when you fill out the job applications, you'll need to put your legal name because they may check in the systems, background checks and stuff like that. You need to go by your full legal name. I would not go lower than 16-point font in there because it is going to be very hard to read otherwise. Now, right below that, I have Innovative Learning Leader. Let me hover over here to show it to you. Innovative Learning Leader, published author, and expert in technical training. So you need to understand, this is the first thing that possible employers will see in your resume. So setting this up straight up of who you are from the description right away would go a long way properly. Underneath of that, I have my mobile phone number. I have blurred it out specifically in here because it's going to be on YouTube, and my email address in here as well. Here is important piece. I have created a separate video specifically on that, but whenever you're listing your email address, please make sure it's professional. Do not do stuff like, oh yeah, sunburnt lobster 11, stuff like that. Don't, even though you think it was cute when you set it up originally, it's definitely not going to work in here. It's very easy to set it up. Just go to Google or wherever else you want to do that. It's free. For example, it could be your first name dot your last name. Or it could be, if it's taken already, for example, there's a lot of John Smiths out there. You could put a middle initial in between that, like John E. Smith, for example, or J. Smith, like, for example, D. Schatz in here, or D. L. Schatz. Give a different variation. So try to stay away from the numbers if you can, because they make it look unprofessional. So see what you can play with in there to get a proper email address for yourself, and make sure you use that for professional communication. Now, the third point that I would like to mention is your summary should outline who you are and your best qualifications. There are other sections that help out quite a bit. One thing that is important to understand is that employers are shifting away from reading this stuff in resumes and more looking at the stuff in your LinkedIn profile. So please be mindful of that. The social network is blowing up and it's getting much, much bigger. But this will give them a really good understanding about who you are, how much experience you have, and what are your areas of specialization. Be mindful, this is a 300-mile view here, right? So we do not go into specific details. We do not list any specific software or applications that we're working with, or servers or whatever else you're working with that in here. You just need to make sure that this is very good description of who you are and what you're capable of as a 300-mile view. One more point I would like to add here is artificial intelligence, particularly ChatGPT, is incredibly good at doing this. I'm going to be mentioning it at the end of the course as well, but we are working on a new course that will tell you how to use AI in building these things very, very impressively. Guys, I'll be honest with you, before I started literally using it a long time ago, but when I did, I was blown away by what it was able to do. And it writes amazingly well. And this, what you see here, is partly written by AI as well. So I gave it the original text, and then it returned back a much better rewritten version of it.